Okay. Process improvement phase 2 and 3. Gary Nicodemus, Grand Canyon University, Management 655, September 5th, 2018. Dr. Maggie Rivers. And we are in phase 2 of the process improvement, in which we are going to state our problem. We are going to list our stakeholders, the proposed solution, a timeline, and a communication plan to implement this project. The problem statement is that the tire warehouse, uses a very old, archaic system of paper and pen to record their receivings as they intake their product and their inventory, and then as that product is sent out, they use the same paper and pen system to record those, and often we're finding a lot of human error in doing this. So what I have proposed, is a radio frequency system that will record inventory and track it in real time, as opposed to when it's key punched into the office manually. And so what this radio frequency system will do, is, as the product is being inputted or intaked, it records it into a location, and then that location immediately within the system shows that product as being in that location, and it ties it up, and that no other location or no other product can be placed in that location. Under the old system, what was happening was, two people, if they recorded that an error, it tied up that location, and then somebody had to go out and physically verify it. If two people weren't using that location, we were seeing a lot of product being shipped out to the retail locations in error, resulting in possible loss of clients. Loss of product, loss of clients, and loss of productivity, and not being able to track the inventory in real time presented a problem. Just understanding where it was at and the quantities that we had. So this RF system will greatly improve that, and hopefully eliminate it. Okay, so that's our problem. Yeah, the stakeholders that are in this project are, is identified as Mike Irvin, the director of the warehouse, Sean Smith, the shift supervisor, co-workers Trent Booth, Jeremy Logan, who are all interested in seeing this program come to fruition for various reasons. In the stakeholder analysis, phase 1, Mike Irvin was reluctant, because this has been a system that the company has used since it was founded in 1952. So he felt as though it just, workers need to pay more attention to what they were doing. The rest of the stakeholders, they were pretty quick to come on board with it. The proposed solution is this, as I stated before, this radio frequency system. We call it RF, and what it does is basically there's a series of repeaters that are located throughout the warehouses, and they communicate with the inventory software, and it's linked directly to the database that controls all of the inventory management. the timeline for this is that we want this program to be in place by the holiday season. That typically begins with the Thanksgiving holiday. An analysis of this reveals that the installation of this is going to take about 7 weeks, and that generally that the company that is selling this software also has indicated that they have identified that it takes the workforce about 3 weeks to fully understand and be able to operate the system. So that gives us a deadline of 3 weeks before the Thanksgiving holiday. The Thanksgiving holiday being the third weekend in November. That means that the deadline should be for everything, the installation and training and supervisors should be the first Thursday of November, meaning the deadline should be the last Wednesday of October. All that said and done, it means seven full weeks gives us a starting date of the second Wednesday of September. 2 weeks for the installation, a week to run the diagnostics, another week to train the supervisors and the managers. It only takes them about a week to learn the process because they're not actually operating the system fully out in the warehouse. They're just seeing the end results of it and what they need to do to incorporate that with their order filling and receiving systems. That only gives them a week, and then the 3 weeks with training the workforce on it. If there's any delays or obstacles that result in this, the company that's selling the software has indicated that it can take up to 3 weeks, but typically it takes less time to train the workforce on it. So it gives us a 7-week timeline, with the deadline being the first Thursday in November. And how this plans to be communicated with the stakeholders is there will be a twice weekly meetings with the people with the most influence. Sean Smith and Mike Irvin have the most influence, the most power on it. So their stakeholder meetings they'll be conducted twice weekly, and then they'll also be given written reports of the progress of the installation of that, so that if it's ever requested by any other managers or supervisors that are interested in where this is at, then they can provide that with them. And that'll be a more formal process. And an informal process will be to keep the stakeholders, Trent Booth and Jeremy Logan, informed. Informal break room talk. Workers frequently see each other in the break room. Informal channels of communication in that regards, and also they will also be frequently in the warehouse, so they'll see the progress of how the installation's coming, and then they'll know through break room chats that we're going to be doing training coming up because the supervisors are learning it. But that's how this all should be implemented, and hopefully by the holiday season we'll see some success, and the radio frequency program will be up and running, so that we can facilitate the holiday increase in product movement. Okay, this has been Process Improvement Phase 2 and 3, Gary Nicodemus, Grand Canyon University, Management 655, Dr. Maggie Rivers, September 5th, 2018.